Alright, guys, so welcome to the P Alpha Music Podcast, and this is your host, Pablo JRuiz Vargas. You're listening to the podcast on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. Just make sure you subscribe. You're gonna have the links down below. If you're listening to the podcast on Anchor.fm and all the streaming music platform, you can do as well. With a simple play, you're gonna contribute to the podcast as well. This is episode 126 from the P Alpha Music Podcast. Let me just make sure that's good. Today's topic: integrity. 126 from the P Alpha Music Podcast. Integrity really matters. So let's go with the meaning of integrity. What is that? Integrity is basically based on Google, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, more uprightness. Very simple. State of being whole and undivided. In ethics, integrity is regarded as the honesty and truthfulness of accuracy of one's actions. Integrity. Why I want to talk about integrity? Why? It surprised me how it's easy to be be that deceitful person, or being deceived from easy things. And not only that, when you even go to do some research on integrity, I cannot even believe how people sometimes, and I have to say people in the context, they even say integrity is not a good thing. And when they try to do the argument, it just goes to the realm of relativism. Something where they just want to make sure that all the pieces, all the pieces are to make sure nobody's feelings are hurt. My question is, why so hard to just say one thing and just defend that thing instead of just trying to please all the areas that are possible? Integrity is something that is built with careful autonomy of your own self. Of course, it's not something that is built in one day. More importantly, you might have to have a lot of enemies for it. Why is that? People with a strong integrity, they have a strong personality. They really believe in themselves, and especially in their belief system. They go through life with that belief system. Integrity, they're willing to just say what they need to say when it's appropriate and not stab people in the back, and know when to shut up when people are looking for gossip. You don't allow gossip in your house, and you don't allow people to gossip in your surroundings. When you go through life with strong integrity, you have very strong boundaries, which in contemporary times, are very hard to understand. I was in Quora, and I was reading some of these definitions, and I was amazed how people were just negotiate these terms just to sound academically correct. Integrity is not one thing because it lacks of this, or you can be this and that. Integrity is not the best thing to be. I'm amazed how the more educated we get, somehow we lose some integrity. We're willing to just defend the obvious of wrongdoings. We just get into this box of relativism where you cannot even defend your own words, though you cannot stand for anything. You need to just make sure everybody tolerates it. And worse, honesty is not even in the equation. So you're even willing to lie just to make sure you please everybody, which is the reason you don't understand integrity. Because when you want to please everybody, you have to lie. Lie for the simple reason that you want to be liked. You want to be liked. Or you want to be part of the group. The group moves south and you just go with it because it's what the cool kids do. It's what the masses are doing. So I guess I'll be part of the cool kids. When I was a kid, I never understood that. I wanted to be cool. The cool kid. Because they look cool. They have the attention. But the more I just grew older, I understood that I just dodged a bullet. Thank God I dodged a bullet. In those times you get fake confidence, which is excessive amount of ego. Given the picture, the success is a matter of just be given. When reality is that in those years you need to fail more often. So you already have a life that's just completely fake. So therefore, your lack of integrity. Let me mention something. When you have integrity, it's important for you to understand that when it comes to time for difficulties, you're willing to give your chest and you're present. For the simple fact that you're okay defending what you believe. And when you speak, there is a great amount of weight in your words. And for me to understand that in particular, give me a greater sense of understanding how hard it is to keep a man's word. Because that means keeping your word as a man or as a person. Means that you have to be responsible for what you said. Which is accountability in itself. No wonder when you go to Quora and all these places, all the messages sound like there's no accountability, responsibility after those messages. Integrity sound like an old thing. Integrity sound like positive thinking. Integrity doesn't sound modern. So therefore, let's brush it under the rug. And reality is the base of your core. I understand why people really escape a lot of these things. I can feel it. You want what feels good, what tastes good, what doesn't create pain, all these things that are needed to grow up as an enlightened individual. We just try to avoid. As a man of God, I'm understanding what a huge responsibility fall under my roof to make sure I take care of my family and myself with the one of the most important piece of the puzzle, which is integrity. It does really matter, because when it starts from you, you're teaching others. When we start from you, you are teaching others. Why is that? There's no better way to teach someone else than leading by example. There's no better way to teach someone else than leading by example. If you have that already figured out, all the plans will line. Therefore, have a better success, for not only for you, for others. Make sure that when you hear people talking about integrity and not giving integrity their fair share, notice, or let's put it this way, give it a doubt that thought that's coming from that person might not have a virtue. That candy that looks good might be not candy. Integrity does matter. With this, I hope you guys have a great night. This was episode 126 from the P Alpha Music Podcast. This was your host, Pablo JRuiz Vargas. Share and subscribe to all the channels that I have in the link below. You listen to a podcast, Anchor.fm. Make sure